What up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one is Divorce Court, y'all. This is some DNA drama, okay? I think this episode is kind of chopped up into mini episodes. So I'm not gonna hold you. Let's go through.
Spurgeon's perspective. He said that there has been one admitted, quote, infidelity during the time that you all were on a so-called break. Am I correct, just with the facts?
Yes.
Correct, yeah, we were on a break, and I was with someone during that break, but I know that it's not,
How soon after the break was the baby born?
Right after the break is when we found out she was pregnant, actually.
During the break?
Yes.
Were you all still having intimate relations?
We were still doing everything. I thought we were trying to make stuff work, being a break. I thought we were still trying to work towards us, and family also doesn't think the child is mine for some reason. And
I understand the two of you want to resolve this one way or the other today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have submitted yourself, Mr. Spurgeon, and the baby for DNA analysis, correct?
Yes.
Robert, will you retrieve the results for me, please?
Sure. I do love my daughter very much. I would do anything for her. No matter what about these results, she's still always going to be my daughter and everything. I love her and I would do anything for her. But it's just, I really want to know if the blood, I want to know if I'm actually the father or not. And
so I'm curious, because I love that you said that she's always going to be your little girl.
Yes.
Are you prepared for this? Because if you feel that way,
no.
Do I need to open this? Because if that's your baby, that's your baby.
No, you don't need to open it, honestly. There's two ways we can look at it, because I do need DNA results one way or another, because I'm not on her birth certificate. They will not let me sign it when she was born because of COVID and everything. And I do have doubts. I do just want to know the truth about, if she actually is mine or not. So, yes, I would like you to open it.
To be real, why would anybody not want to know if the child is biologically theirs or not? I understand you fall in love with the child. You say, the paperwork don't matter. You don't have to open it, Your Honor. I'm going to love her regardless. But then you walk through life wondering if she's really yours. You're at court now. You've had the test. Be a man and find out what the results is. Now, it sounded like he was trying to, he was coming in those terms anyway. He was kind of manning up about that and look, in order to get my name on the birth certificate, I need the DNA test results and all this, that, and the third. But why live a lie? Why even come to court if it didn't matter? Doesn't make sense. So you might as well find out if she's yours or not. A lot of men like to look honorable, so they was like, it don't matter. I'm still gonna love her regardless, and this, that, and the third. Yeah, wait till she grow up and then start cussing you out and disrespecting you. Then you're gonna be like, damn, I should have found out if this young lady is mine or not. Because it ain't always going to be peaches and roses. Trust and believe. All right. So, as a matter of fact, paternity test, I feel, should be mandatory. Just out the gate. If you expect any kind of support from the men, or you expect any kind of support from the court system, or the county, or the city, or the state, you need to get a paternity test done on the men and find out who the father is day one. Why this is not implemented, I know the reasons why, but I'm not going to go into that rant right now. But let's find out if he is the pappy, as Bernie Mac would say. I'm the pappy. Y'all remember that movie with Life. Anyway, let's go in.
I would like the results. I know she's your little girl.
No matter what, she's still going to be my little girl always, but the results are necessary.
When it comes to 2-year-old Leona Colette Spurgeon, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Spurgeon, you are not her father.
Oh, man.
That's all right.
I was gonna say she looked Mexican to me. as soon as I seen her, I was like, oh, she looked like a Mexican baby. I don't know if that's yours, bro. So I'm gonna try to stop it on the other ones to see if I could determine whether or not. I haven't seen this before, so it's a not too much of a surprise now that I see the baby. It's like, that don't look like his, bro. That don't look like his. But he can still love her, still care for her, but it's best he found out now instead of waiting until she got older. Let's go in.
She's still
This
my little
is from our DNA diagnostic lab, and there is a 0 combined paternity index, and the probability of paternity is 0.
I mean, that's all right. She's still my little girl, and she's always gonna be. That honestly, that paper is really just for the court, so we can take it up there and I can get on her birth certificate. That paper doesn't mean anything. She's still my little girl.
Bruh, you still trying to get it on the birth certificate? I'm not even sure they'll let you do that if you're proven not to be the father. You can't just strong arm your way on a birth certificate. I mean, just be there for her, especially if you're with the mother, y'all in a relationship, but that's not even good for the kids. Like, mama, you let this dude sign my birth certificate? Who is this dude? He's not my bio father. Y'all did a test and it came back negative. Why did you let him sign my birth certificate? That's what she's gonna say when she get older, the little girl. So it don't make no sense to still try to get on the birth certificate. That's not doing no service to anybody other than making yourself fully responsible for her so that you can finance her life. That don't make no sense to me. I'ma just keep it real. I'ma just keep it a buck. It just don't make no sense to me. Who wants to sign up for an obligation for the next 2 decades? You know, men can be suckers for love, y'all. We could be suckers for love, for real. We'll do stuff and romantic stuff like this so that we can have the superhero effect, but with a cape on. But it's not really serving anybody, because I can guarantee you, if a woman is not the mother of a baby, she's not gonna sign up to be, financially obligated to a child that she didn't give birth to. She just not. Anyway, let's go in.
Girl, and always will be.
My heart breaks.
I told you it was only for the birth certificate. That's all I needed for.
Mrs. Spurgeon, you're standing up there and you're pretending like this is not breaking your heart.
I mean, it does.
You're pretending that it's not breaking your heart, and it is breaking your heart, and I could see it. And I have to tell you, I admire what just came out of your mouth, that she's always going to be your little girl because she deserves the father that she loves. She is not involved in any of this.
No, it's not her problem. She has nothing to do with it. She only deserves to be happy, so I'm gonna give her that still.
Miss Janet,
It's okay.
I warned you. There's only one way that you are 1,000% sure, is if you don't lie down with somebody else.
Thank you.
And although you both agreed that you were on this break, I don't believe in breaks in real relationships.
Me neither.
I believe that when you're having difficulty in a real relationship, you go to your respective corners, try to gather yourself, and then you come back together. But while you're in those respective corners, nobody else should be there with you.
Right. Like I said, she's always going to be my daughter. This changes nothing about that at all.
How does it make you feel about Miss Janet, though?
I mean, she came out and told me what it was from the get-go. I haven't lost any respect or nothing for her. You know, I knew what it could be and what the possibilities were when I came here and got the test and everything. So it doesn't make me change the way I feel about her or anything at all. It's just good to know the truth. That's it.
Ms. Janet, you know, you're the one who brought this case. And, as I opened the case, you said that you wanted to stop feeling betrayed and feeling alone in the relationship, and you were ready to take your 2 children and move on with your life. But before me stands a man who says he's still ready to accept you in his life with your 2 children that he considers his 2 children.
He treats our daughter differently than our son. We have an 8-month-old son.
Explain the difference.
You know, they're kind of close in age.
Yes, you have one, 8, 9 months, and then one 2 years?
Almost 2 years. She's
Okay.
22 months. They kind of cry at the same time. And he will attend our son first, and then to our daughter. He spends more time with our son playing. He puts our son in his lap all the time while he's playing video games, and he doesn't do that with our daughter.
Mrs. Perez, have you and Mr. Perez had conversations about this so that you could sort of understand what it is that's blocking him from connecting fully?
Yes, with Your Honor. We've had real conversations, and what is blocking that is he doesn't know whether that's his daughter or not.
Well, when Violet wakes up and has an upset stomach, and you have to go to work, who takes care of her?
Your Honor, when I look at my daughter, I'm very insecure that sometimes she is mine because she does not look as much as me. As well, when it comes to having my baby boy on my lap, it's because he's a boy and I want him to get more comfortable with me. I want him to understand that his dad's gonna be here.
She looks like
As
him.
well, when it comes to taking kids to the hospitals, doctor appointments and everything, it's me taking them, it's not her. I do everything for my kids, even for Violet. Violet's almost 2 years old, so she can wait a little bit so I can feed Lorenzo. I feed him first, I change his diaper first, then comes my daughter.
It should be who cries first.
Well, no, Mrs. Perez, I have to tell you, I think you and Mr. Perez just have the one bone of contention that is standing between you, because you still have not adequately answered me on why you bring up to him, well, she's my daughter anyway. Why do you throw that in his face? That's important.
Again, I was really hurt by the time off that we took. I was hurt by him lying about the cousin.
Right. Are you going to be able to let that go? Because if you say you're going to forgive him, you can't throw it in his face every time you're mad. It's never going to work.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you can't move past it. And I am not saying that you should. I'm not just telling you that you won't if you use it as a weapon when anything goes wrong in your relationship. Are there any other things that are going on in your relationship that has caused tension? Because obviously I can open the DNA results and we can resolve this, but I want to get to the core of why there is such a breakdown in communication here.
So, Your Honor, to speak on that, she doesn't want to admit, but she had unprotected sex with another individual.
But this was while we were on break.
But wait, I thought y'all were still hitting it during the break.
Yes.
Yes.
But she had a third
But we
party
were
also.
also seeing other people.
Okay, well, here's the thing, Mrs. Perez. Everybody has to take responsibility for their behavior. The only way a woman knows for 100% certain is if she was not having sex with anybody else. So then, as the case goes on, I have now learned that there's a possibility of someone else, and you have at some point said to Mr. Perez that that intimate contact was unprotected. Now, is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you don't 100% know until we actually look at DNA results.
I 100% know that the timing was him.
Okay. Is there...
Let me give my 2 cents. The baby looked like it could be his, but you never know. The baby looks a good amount like the mother for the most part. I'm going to say that it's not. I'm going to say it's not his. Okay, that's my. I haven't seen this before. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to say the baby is not his. Let's go in.
Is there again anything else that's at the base of this breakdown in communication, Mr. Perez?
So me and her have not have sexual contact anymore like that. Ever since we had Lorenzo and we keep on arguing.
So
It's
the
been
baby is 8 months old, about to be 9 months old. You all have not had any intimate contact?
Very rare.
Very few. And that's one of the lack of romance that I'm talking about.
You know, the sad part about Miss Perez, it's not the lack of romance, it's the lack of trust. Now, in order to rebuild that trust, you have to have a willingness to work on the relationship. And no matter what these test results say, I need to know that the two of you at least are going to be there for the children that you have started to put a family together for. Do you have that in you, Mr. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Robert, will you please retrieve the DNA results? Okay, I hate that the relationship of a family is going to come down to what's in this envelope. I get the sense that so much has passed in between you that it really does. Ms. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor.
When it comes to 23-month-old Violet Nicole, it has been determined by this court you are not the father. Probability of paternity, 0%.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You know, I don't think, and I don't blame nobody. I don't blame the men, I don't blame the women, okay, for the record. I just don't think that women will have a full appreciation for not knowing who your children are and who, if they are yours or not. Women never have this problem. This is a man problem specifically. We have the burden of not knowing who our most prized possession, or not possession, but most prized legacy is. We have no idea of knowing. The people you value the most in the world, you're not sure if they come from you. Women will never have this problem. They will never empathize with men with this. I often say people don't care about stuff that don't affect them. They only care about stuff that affect them. You know what I mean? Men don't care about wage gap because it don't affect them. Women don't care about paternity test because it don't affect them. I can go into the whole racial thing too, where some people don't care about other people because it don't affect them. Some people don't care about, LGBTQ rights because it don't affect them. Man, woman, gay, paternity, race, it doesn't matter. People don't care about stuff that don't affect them directly. The things that you will see change the fastest are things that will be relatable. If I'm a white male, I'm going to relate to gay men more than I'm going to relate to black men. Why? Because some gay men are white. Maybe I had a son who is. So let's change some laws to help my son people out. But I'll never be black. So why would I care about things like reparations? I know I'm getting a little political, y'all. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that women will ever truly appreciate the turmoil and the disruption of not knowing who your kids are, because they don't ever have to deal with it. They can't relate. That's a man problem. That's y'all problem. So I can see the pain in this guy's eyes, in his face. He was hoping, I think her name was Violet. Little Violet was his. And the mother looked largely unbothered. Okay. almost like she knew the results. I'm not saying she don't care, but she didn't really show a whole lot of caring. I'll put it that way. Let's finish it out. Let's see.
Oh, my heart breaks for
Okay, she is showing a
The two
little
of
pain,
you.
y'all. I take it back.
and for this family. It takes a lot to build a family, Mr. Perez. And what you have put in thus far, in my opinion, is beautiful soil that you have just been planting into.
I'm sorry.
So, Your Honor, I do plan to keep on taking care of her. To me, she's my daughter.
She will be your daughter always.
I want this not to affect my relationship with her. I just want it to build it stronger. I love her. I love the little girl. I love my son. But I will be there for her because I want those 4 children to know that they have a dad in me. I do want a divorce, but I will still be there for my kids.
So now what we are establishing is how to put a co-parenting situation together.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mrs. Perez, there are some partners who can establish a bond. I was lucky enough. My mother married the most amazing man, and he became my dad for over 40 years. There is no human being on this earth that I love more than my dad. One day, Violet's gonna wanna feel that way. You are always going to be her first love, and you owe it to her to stand in that space for her. What's going to happen between the two of you is really a matter of maturity and time. But for Lorenzo and Violet and your 2 older children, it's absolutely imperative that you put them first.
I'm sorry, niggas. And I do love you.
Ms. Perez, I'd like to offer you all the opportunity to help someone help you through this process, because this is pretty intense. To rebuild trust, to even be able to be friends again, is going to take some time. Miss Johnson,
Yes.
girl.
I want you to get all your little details out. Are you? Okay.
Oh, my Lord.
So he knows for a fact I have friends, women friends, that will text me because of their jobs or whatever, how my kids, how's my children, blah, blah, blah. Before him, I was doing this dolo, okay? So a lot of my friends that are homegirls will text me and be like, how's my baby? How's my child?
So are you telling me that was from a girl? That was not from a boy?
Yes. If I could have a witness, I would have brought her. A lot of my messages, a lot of the names in my phone,
I don't believe it.
they're women. You can call them.
Contacts,
They're
Your
women.
Honor.
They're my
Contacts.
friends.
So if you're explaining that, that makes complete sense, because God knows that's the only explanation that's going to work for me.
Oh, if I
right
was him,
now.
and honestly, I don't blame him for
Yeah,
the
because that
text.
would
I get
that works for me. Because I didn't think you could give me an explanation that worked. That one works for me. Let me turn to you. Mrs. Smith, what made you think it was a man?
Well, I have some evidence, Your Honor. The evidence that I brought to the court today, I have text messages and phone names that she has gave different people.
Oh.
These names, Freak Nasty. There was an emoji.
Wait a minute. You're telling me this is what the names that are saved in the phone?
Yeah, yes.
Let
yes,
me
Your
see
Honor.
this
Yes, Your
evidence. No, I need Freak Nasty Atlanta, because see, you got to have
Long
multiple
tongue,
Freak Nasty.
sloppy.
You can't just have one Freak Nasty. You got to have multiple Freak Nasty. You got to have a Southern Freak Nasty and a Northern Freak Nasty.
Your Honor, do you see the amount of contacts?
Long and strong. Okay. Long, he may not be
2,900.
strong, but sloppy. Now,
Oh, shit. Which one of those am I? Okay, because this chick looked familiar. I'm just messing with y'all. But this is crazy. This is crazy how women save men names and under category. Look, it's funny because a lot of women think that men are just so crass and so, nasty and so can be juvenile. But women are just as bad. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Okay. Now, if a guy did this it would be all kind of, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that, he ain't ish, right? Women do it too. Women do it too, just as much, if not more. So, it goes both ways. Let's go back in.
Now, I have a lot of context also, so I'm not going to judge you on any context that you have can stay there forever and ever. But I am going to judge you on the names. You know this is going to be a problem for your man.
And he also knew about all of my contacts and names and my plethora of friends. He knows my names and those contacts have been in there plenty of times. My sister even has one of those kind of names in my phone, and he'll see it. First time he saw it, he was like, who is this? I was like, pick it up. And he realized it was my sister.
You know, Miss Johnson, though, the whole point is, it's why you're here. Is because you've given him reason not to trust you.
Yes.
I need to know how you plan to rebuild this trust.
I would love to rebuild it. I've been asking him since the day we met, because we decided and talked when we first met that if we were going to date, it was for the pathway of marriage. Since that day, been begging him to go to counseling with me. Not even because we don't communicate well. That's really my best friend over there, whether he wants to admit it or not. That's my best friend over there. We communicate wonderfully when we're good, but when we're not, oh my goodness, Your Honor.
Well, I can tell you, Miss Johnson, the reason that...
That's every relationship. Of course, it's going to be peaches and cream when you relate, when you on good terms. Yeah, you're going to communicate wonderfully. That don't even count. Okay? What counts is how you communicate when things are not, the best. The best. How do you communicate? Do you fight fair? You know what I mean? Is that something you do? How is your conflict resolution? Are you going to give me the silent treatment? Is that how you handle things? Or do you like to argue and feel like the person with the loudest voice is the winner of the argument? Don't even matter what words are coming out each other's head. Just matter who is the loudest. There's different types of, conflict resolution is, if you will. What matters is how you get along when things are not going that well. Anybody can communicate when things are going great. So you don't get no kudos for that. Let's go in.
That your communication is broken down is because your man don't trust you. That's it.
And that's why I said, okay, that's fair. I've given you several reasons not to trust me.
And the number one reason is you want to find out if this child is actually yours.
I want to know if I'm the father.
I'm 100% positive that he's the father. I'm not worried about that.
Well, Miss Johnson, there is only one way to know. And I always say that to my litigants. I look them in the face because when you, as the defendant, agree to do a DNA analysis, the woman who carried that child only knows whether or not these results can come back wrong. I always give you the opportunity before I ask for the results. Is there anything that we need to know?
No, ma'am.
Robert, may I have the results?
Sure.
Because I need to put this in context.
She looked pretty sure of herself. And no, ma'am. Okay, well, we'll find out. I don't know. Father might be long and strong. I don't. Okay, I don't know. Overweight lover or licky licky. One of those dudes is probably the father. I'm just saying. We'll find out though. Let's go in.
Mr. Smith, look at that beautiful child. You need to be able to rebuild this trust, and I know that this goes a long way.
That baby is a little light skinned. I'm just, that don't matter though. I'm dark skinned. I got a very bright skinned daughter also, so that don't. I learned that. I don't want to say the hard way, but my daughter is very bright. She's brighter than both of her parents, which is kind of weird. Anyway.
To doing it. Mrs. Smith, are you actually ready for these answers? Because I know you love this woman, and I know y'all have been through a lot.
Your Honor, if the baby comes back that is, it's not mine, I really don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I know I'm going to need some type of counseling or,
You won't,
advice.
because it's yours.
I really don't know. But also, if it is mine, I don't think I can be with her, Jazz, anymore. She's just lied and cheated so much that I don't think I can do it anymore.
Is there any way that the two of you all would sit down with a counselor? Because I'm going to open these results for you.
Your Honor, I just feel like it's just too far gone. Like the lies and the cheating.
I'm going to ask you that question after.
Go ahead,
I'm going to
tell
ask
me.
you the question after.
You the pappy.
When it comes to 1-year-old Johanna Smith, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Joshua Smith, you are her father. Mr. Smith, the probability of paternity is 99.9999999%. There is no chance that anybody else is Johanna's father. That's your child.
Thank you.
You feel better now?
It doesn't
Can you stop
change
treating me
the
like I'm a
stuff
hoe or something?
that's
That's
happened,
your
but-
baby.
Ms. Johnson, I don't say this lightly. He will not stop treating you like a hoe until you stop being a hoe. And I'm
Bars. Oh, the judge came with it on that one. Stop acting like one, okay? You want to be treated, you know that old saying. Y'all heard it before. Can you turn one into a housewife? Ask, put it in the comments. Can you turn one into a housewife? But you got to stop acting like one, saving random Johns under Long and Strong and all this other stuff. Stop acting like one, okay? You're a mama now. Be a mama. Be a, she said originally she dated for marriage. Well, why you out in these streets then? Chill the F out. He still don't trust her. Yeah, that's my daughter, but it's too far gone. I don't know if I can hang with her. But I'm glad that the judge was kind of giving her a dose of reality. Let's see how she responds.
I'm going to say that from the heart. You cannot put your family through this. So what you want from him, counseling for your relationship, I'd like to offer you personal counseling. And you need to get yourself together. You can't bring this person into this relationship because that's not what Mr. Smith wants in a wife. Are you willing to get the help that you need so that you can feel better about you? Get you together for yourself. Are you ready for that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm offering that to you. I will make sure that this court supplies you with that kind of service because that means something. You need to be whole because this behavior that has led to this is something that you did.
Wow. Interesting episode. This was broken up. Just thought I'd give it a shot, but not much to really say. The results speak for themselves. Put it in the comments what y'all think about this. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.